Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Kakodash, and the honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone salutations to the hopeful elect. This is a brother, I am Noble Allah from Jamaica, Chicago, and this is going to be a quick response video to White America panics as forbidden truth about Black history goes viral. And I watched this entire video, and basically, you have numerous of people that are bringing out the history, right? The hidden history during slavery, all right, when the Southern Kingdom was being enslaved by the so-called white man, all right, and the so-called white man did a lot of horrific acts, right? They did a lot of horrific brutality against the Southern Kingdom tribes, all right, during that time of slavery, all right. And you even have Edomites, or you have Edomites that are actually exposing them own selves, all right, their very own people that they have committed heinous crimes, man. And Edomites, all right, Esau Edom, all right, his elites, all right, but Esau Edom in general, all right, they don't want to tell you anything about this history, all right. And it's shameful. It's all shame, all right. To them. I'm gonna just play the first few seconds of this video.
Which oppression was worse, the oppression of women or the oppression of African Americans or blacks?
They used to eat us.
Really? Wait, what? Eat?
African Americans were eaten. Do they not teach this? They were eaten, turned
Do you think
into
there was
furniture.
widespread cannibalism in the United States? And
This was with a specific lady in New Orleans, and she I know who you're talking about.
Wait, hold on. One example of cannibalism is not evidence of widespread.
They used to skin us and make leather out of it. Like, why is that even a question?
I think you say because you're only pointing to like one example.
You're like, it's not one example.
1837 on the Portuguese slave ship the Aragante, the captain killed an enslaved man, cooked him, and made the other enslaved people eat him. And the crew ate the organs. In 1831, after Nat Turner's rebellion, they desecrated his body after his execution, and then some sources state...
They even have made a movie about Nat Turner, all right, a movie called Birth of a Nation, and it was a pretty good movie, all right, but also part of that history, too, is that they even, these Edomites, all right, they even... consumed Nat Turner's flesh.
They boiled down his body to a medicinal substance for white people to consume as an act of final triumph. Vincent Woodward has a whole book about the incidents of...
And there you have it, you heard what she said, all right? You have white Edomites, all right? Esau, Edomites, all right, consuming the Southern Kingdom, all right? And during Nat Turner's time, all right, after when the Edomites have murdered him, all right, they consumed him, so they were committing cannibalism, man. All right.
Is happening, the consumption of black bodies, not just literally, but physically, intimately. It's well documented. And within that book, there's another slave owner, a Kentucky man, who butchers and cooks an enslaved person in front of other enslaved people as a form of psychological terror. And then in 1888, the Mercury in Philadelphia releases an expose exposing white doctors who are tanning the skin of black people to make shoes and cigar boxes. One of the physicians was quoted as saying that black skin makes a specifically enduring leather. There was also cases in Mississippi of them making belts and purses and things from black skin. Thomas Thistlewood's diaries, called the Thomas Thistlewood Papers or the Thistlewood Papers, the slave owner himself kept a documented, detailed diary of all of the torture he inflicted on his slaves, including 3,800 cases plus of SA against black women, probably one of the most common crimes across the slave trade against black women. And he also invented what was called the Derby's dose, where he would flog a slave and then rub pickle juice or lime juice into their skin and then make another enslaved person defecate in their mouth. Typically, those kind of infractions would be eating a piece of sugar cane because they were hungry. And no, Miss Van.
But nonetheless, all right, there's more to this video that they go on and explaining that these so-called the so-called white men, all right, they be committing a lot of heinous acts, all right, against the southern kingdom tribes, man, all right. And it's pretty fucked up. Habakkuk 2 and 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity. And who's been doing that for the longest? It'll be the so-called white man. All right, Esau, Edom. All right, they build a town with blood. All right, and that's how they prosper. All right, through the torturing of the Israelites. All right, they prosper in rape, robbery, and murder of Israelites. All right, putting us into slavery. When we keep on reading, verse 15, behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with knowledge in the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. Woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And that's the condition our people are in. All right. A lot of them, they have Stockholm syndrome. A lot of them, they have received benefits from the so-called white men. A lot of them have taken gifts from the so-called white men. And you look at our people today, all right, they're entirely destroyed. Even when our people were being enslaved, all right, in the 18,000s, all right, in the early 19,000s, man, all right. Our people have been destroyed because a lot of them, all right, had Stockholm syndrome, all right. Verse 16, thou art filled with shame for glory, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered, and the cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and a shameful spilling shall be on thy glory. And that's right. Soon it will be Esau's turn to drink of that cup. All right, for what he has done unto the apple of the Lord's eye. All right. But here in NLT it says, but soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. Come, drink, and be exposed. All right, Esau is being exposed right now. You're seeing that Esau's very own people, his women, are exposing the so-called white man, all right, for the heinous crimes they has committed. All right. It says, drink from the cup of the Lord's judgment, and all your glory will be turned to shame. All right, so real soon it's going to be Esau's turn to drink of that cup of the Lord's judgment. All right, verse That was it to that point. Nahum 2 and 3. Oh, yeah. Select. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. They covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And that's Esau, Edom today. All right, they covet fields and take them by violence by the way of him using the sword. All right, he still does that to this very day. You know, you turn on the news, all right, you got Esau, Edom creating all kinds of havoc, all right, starting all kinds of wars, invading other lands, all right. But what Esau, Edom has done to the apple of the Lord's eye, all right, America, which is built by rape, robbery, and murder, all right, the enslavement of our people, all right. They came over here to the Americas and invaded that this land that once belonged to the indigenous, all right, to the Gadites, all right, to the Reubenites, all right. And now you're seeing Esau, Edom, all right, their very own people, all right, Satan divided against Satan, all right, their very own women are now exposing the so-called white man, all right, for the crimes they has committed. And all the history that Esau, Edom try to hide away, which is now being revealed unto the light. It's all coming out. All right. Esau, Edom is being exposed. Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. And that's right. Right? This land cannot be cleansed but by the blood of him that shed it, by the murderer who is shedding the blood. His blood shall be shed for this land to be cleansed, right? Because Esau, Edom, all right, he has committed a lot of heinous crimes that he has a lot to pay for. Slack tone. There's another good one. Psalms 64 and 8. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And that's right. You know, you got Esau, Edom's own people are exposing themselves. All right. Having their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Sirach 10 and 8. This is part of Esau, Edom's downfall. All right. Esau divided against himself. But nonetheless, this is Sirach 10 and 8. Yeah, was it King James? I'm trying to find the King James version. Damn. Ooh. What the fuck? KJV. Salakin. But here's Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's right. Esau Edom has profited off of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit. All right, Esau Edom has profited off of rape, robbery, and murder. All right, and enslaving of our people. But now you're seeing that the kingdom is being translated from one people to another because the Lord has appointed Esau's bounds that he cannot pass. All right, that means Esau Edom has a limited time to rule. All right, so Esau Edom's kingdom is coming to an end real soon. But nonetheless, hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shalom.